Maibuye is surrounded by gossip. Everything is about gossip. Floyd Shivambu needs to grow, or he needs to be born again, or he needs to go and twasa, so that he can be able to humble himself to elders.
Holy smoke! Floyd Shivambu just got exposed by his own deputy president that he just fired from the Africa Maibuye movement.
I'm very disappointed in his leadership. I really had high regard. His leadership skills are around gossip, you know, and I think he's a coward.
Wow. Dr. NoLubabalo, she's not leaving a stone unturned. Yes, she just exposed Floyd Shivambu cowardness. After they had fired her from Africa Maibuye movement, she said a lot to this interview that she gave to Newsroom Africa. I don't want to waste much of your time. Have listened to what she said, then we'll be back with more analysis.
Tell us a bit about those meetings, the purpose, what happened there?
No, the president of Africa Maibuye is very controlling. You can't tell me that I cannot meet President Jacob Zuma. I know him personally. I'm a member of Mkondo Wesizwe Party. So what right do they have to tell me that I'm not allowed to meet President Jacob Zuma? And he's a family friend. My godmother is close friends with the Zumas. So it was a personal meeting. I had to go and say sorry to the president of Mkondo Wesizwe Party, because whatever that the MK said about Floyd Shivambu, they were true. So I had to go and submit myself to the president to say, you know what, Baba, I'm very sorry to have left the way that I did. I was just led by emotions, because remember when Floyd Shivambu was demoted from being a Secretary General to going back to Parliament, there were a lot of things that were said. And since I know him from the Economic Freedom Fighters as my deputy president, you know, I felt very sorry for him, and I was led by emotions, and that was my mistake, you know. And
how does someone trust a leader who, A, can be led by the emotions in the way that you describe, in a senior leadership position, with major, I mean, these have major impacts, the way that people see you, you know, as a leader. Do you believe that in any way undermines that leadership?
Yes, it does definitely undermine the leadership. It's just that from the onstart, I liked the ideologies of Floyd Shivambu, you know. He's very outspoken, he's young, he's vibrant. Even when he recruited me from the Mkondo Wesizwe Party to form Africa Maibuye movement, I was like, okay, you know what? He says that the Africa Maibuye movement will be a progressive force. So I won't be moving far from the political agenda of the revolution. Do you understand? And I did send a WhatsApp to the president, Jacob Zuma, before I started with Maibuye. And also I sent the deputy president, Dr. John Hlophe, an email to say, you know what, I've been approached by Comrade Floyd Shivambu to start a new formation, but I'm not doing this because there's anything wrong with the Mkondo Wesizwe Party. It's just that, you know, I need to support him, and I also need to grow politically.
So where are you now in all of this? As you say, you're going to fight tooth and nail. Mm-hmm. You want your disciplinary process, but do you want to stay in Africa Maibuye Party? I
mean, I formed it. I mean, if you remember, on the 19th of June, we made a press briefing and we called everyone, and I gave it my all. I was fully committed.
But you feel, I mean, you have quite strong feelings around Floyd Shivambu, and you have some views around his leadership as well, whether his leadership style reflects collectivism within the movement as you describe it. But you talk about strong-handed, one-man, you know, leadership style. You've talked about being power drunk with ego, you know, with ego blinding one's wisdom. So state for us unequivocally tonight, because we know that, you know, politics moves quite quickly, NoLubabalo. So tonight you could be feeling different to 3 a.m. when you received that message and that instruction this morning. Where are you tonight with regard to Africa Maibuye Party and with regard to Floyd Shivambu specifically?
With Africa Maibuye, I'm still a member.
You want to stay in?
Why not?
Okay.
Why would you form something and you want to leave it? I formed it, and I recruited, I mobilized, I brought in people into Africa Maibuye, and I told them that this is what we're going to do, this is what we're going to do, and I can't just leave my constituency like that.
Okay. And Floyd?
I'm very disappointed in his leadership. I really had high regard. His leadership skills are around gossip, you know, and I think he's a coward. He can't face women. I mean, he could have called me and sat down with me to have a one-on-one and spoke to me like when he asked me to come and start a party. But when I wanted one-on-ones with him, he said, no, he can't meet me one-on-ones. When I saw that there's some funny things going on in the organization.
Like what?
They'll have meetings without me. They deployed Dr. Nozi, the women movement's president, without me. But I was invited to come to a meeting where she was introduced. And it came as a shock to me that how can they deploy someone without me knowing as the second in charge in the whole organization.
We're talking about $500 billion US dollars, no doubt, in direct investments to establish black dollar billionaires with Jacob Zuma, and that you lacked authority. So talk to us about that. I mean, you've already given some of your response.
As I said, my meeting with President Jacob Zuma was personal. So we did not, those are pure fabrications. They just want to dent my name, you know, in a way that they will discriminate me as a woman. This is gender-based violence. You don't just write things that you don't have proof of. I want proof. In the letter that I responded to, all the allegations, I asked for proof. The only two things in that, in those allegations was the meetings that I had, you know, and I explained myself. And even those two meetings, I'm the one who reported to the organization out of transparency because Maibuye is surrounded by gossip. Everything is about gossip. So I decided to save myself to say, you know what, let me just explain myself so that should anyone who have met me when I had the meeting, because there were a lot of people in the hotel, maybe they will call Floyd because Floyd does have people that he talks to in all these organizations, you know, out of gossip still, you know. So I can't be led through gossip and I can't be charged over gossip. I need proof.
But it's interesting to me, NoLubabalo, two things. One is it doesn't seem as if Floyd will make way for you. So you're stuck in a paradigm where both of you are going to be there if you want to stay.
Africa Maibuye is said to be the people's movement. Why is it around about Floyd? It's supposed to be the people's movement.
Well, you said you joined because of him. You've just said.
I understand, but what he sold to me was this is going to be a people's movement, not a Floyd's political party. So I joined knowing that I'm going to be in a movement because I'm an activist.
But why would you want to be around people that you have just described as openly misogynistic? I mean, to quote you, I mean, these are not my words.
Yes.
I'm just putting back what you said.
I'm one of the founders. I'm a founding member of Africa Maibuye movement.
Yeah.
I can't just be removed like that. I can serve in other political party like MK party, because even me joining MK party was because I knew that MK party is the only hope for the country.
Why don't you, would you consider just...
No, I'll never leave Maibuye. Processes must follow. I mean, we just started the party and processes are not in place.
Well, what do you say to people who are watching us talking right now, watching the developments over the last 3 months since the inception of Maibuye and thinking, I mean, do I really want to be a part of these guys? What would you say to them? You
know, Maibuye needs to go under MK party.
Oh.
Yes. I mean, unity in action, that is one of the principles.
But he just left MK. He must. That's why you have this party, the Africa Maibuye.
Floyd Shivambu needs to grow, or he needs to be born again, or he needs to go and twasa, so that he can be able to humble himself to elders. I mean, you look at the leadership skills of Jacob Zuma, right? He has the same leadership skills as the Sisulus, the OR Tambos. It's just that Floyd wants to do his own thing, and he's failing already by firing a female first deputy president in his political party over gossip. What kind of leadership is that? He just needs to go under the MK party and get mentored by Jacob Zuma, and that's all. But he's been there, and he needs to go back. He was not fired there. They just demoted him to go to parliament and for him to come down because he's too arrogant. He needs to come down a bit so that he can be able to lead people.
I mean, it's quite a serious thing when you invoke the concept of twasa, and my understanding, which is limited, so please correct me, is to basically go back to sort of ancestral practice and be cleansed in a way. Just clarify for me what that process is when you say it. What do you have in mind?
No, man, he needs to learn people skills. When you go and twasa, I mean, I twasad as well, and I became a sangoma, and I left, you know. You get humbled, you get to learn who a person is, and you get to understand how to treat other people. Floyd can't treat people. You can't tell me as a deputy president that you cannot have a one-on-one with me.
So he should become a sangoma, Floyd?
No, not a sangoma, but I'm saying he must just go, if he's a Christian, he must get born again to the core, so that he can be able, whatever spirit that is working in him, to come down so that he can be able to lead people.
But NoLubabalo, you're now suggesting that he is possessed, which is quite a serious thing to say.
No, I'm not saying he's possessed. What I'm saying is whatever that is happening in him, not to be able to meet people halfway. Because why can't he have a one-on-one with me? To sit down with me and say, listen, I can see that there's problems here, and how do we sort it out? Not to just listen to gossip and just fire me like that. I mean, I committed and I spent so much into Imaibuye, informing Imaibuye for them to just, you know, reject me like that. It's very painful. I don't want to lie. I'm hurt.
I'm going to leave it right there, and we will offer Floyd Shivambu and others the right to...
You know, it is true when they say that South Africa, it is a movie. Who could have imagined this? So early, so soon. The man who came here about 6 months ago, telling us a lot of things, bad things about Jacob Zuma, with his family and his own political party, what is not working properly from the MK party, and coming telling us that we have to come up with a movement which will come and rescue people of South Africa, calling people names, saying this one is a cult, this one is a detector, this and that. After everything we have heard coming from the mouth of Floyd Shivambu, today the history seems to be repeating itself again, because the same thing that we did experience when Floyd Shivambu left the EFF, when Floyd Shivambu left the MK party, it is what is happening today, whereby his own deputy president, who did not leave Africa Maibuye, but being fired from her position, she came out and opened her heart to express herself from all the allegations which they had put in her behalf. She exposed the truth. She explained the true color of Floyd Shivambu. Actually, she tell us what we are not able to see in front of cameras. Remember, she was the second command in charge in Africa Maibuye. So whatever comes from her mouth, we'll have to believe it. Why? Because I believe she worked with Floyd Shivambu. They plan a lot of things together. Whatever it was being said out there concerning Jacob Zuma or Julius Malema or the EFF or the MK party, all these allegations, they were coming or they were being cooked by these people. Now, seeing one of them coming out and start exposing another person, saying that no, he's a coward, he can't do this, no, he's not a leader, this and that. What else do you need in order for you to believe whatever these people are trying to tell us? For an example, yes, we can understand that she's hurt for the fact that they fire her from her position. Even though she don't want to go, she still believes that she's the co-founder of this political movement, Africa Maibuye. And I'm afraid to say, for the fact that the Africa Maibuye movement, they don't recognize her like one of them, her on her side, she still believes that she's still in this movement. Trust me, don't be surprised the next things if you find out that they are now inside the court, because that's where it's going to end. There's a possibility. If she have all the necessary proof or something that she can go and accuse them to the court, she can do so. But if you heard very well what she said concerning Africa Maibuye movement and the leadership of Floyd Shivambu. This is a very strong message in the world of politics. This is something that you have to pay attention to and understand exactly what these people have been hiding to us for all these times. She goes on and said that no, Africa Maibuye, it is a gossip movement which is surrounded by Floyd Shivambu, because Floyd Shivambu is a coward. He likes to work on gossip. He likes to say things which are not truth. She even went far by telling us that no, what happened, what's being said by the MK party when Floyd Shivambu left the MK party, it is actually the truth. Because there were some allegations which the MK party have also said concerning Floyd Shivambu. So she comes on and confirmed that it is the truth. This is the person who worked with Floyd Shivambu for some times now. This is the person who even said that no, she confessed to us, telling us that she believed in Floyd Shivambu since when Floyd Shivambu used to be the deputy president in the EFF. Because all of them, they came from the same side. I mean, starting from the ANC, EFF, MK party. From the MK party, today we're talking about Africa Maibuye movement. Tomorrow we don't know what else is going to come out from that. Politic with politicians. Now today, she's telling us that no, whatever the MK party had said about Floyd Shivambu is actually truth. But why she never tell us about this at the beginning, when Floyd Shivambu was busy shooting back at the old men of Jacob Zuma? Because we all know what Floyd Shivambu said about Jacob Zuma. NoLubabalo, she finished her words by apologizing to South Africans. Apologizing to South Africans is a good thing. But I think there's still some pending business, some truth, or should I say some good apology that's supposed to be apologized to the right people. Like the way she did, she went back to Jacob Zuma. She apologized to him. Jacob Zuma welcomed her. She's back home. So I believe people also such as Floyd Shivambu, they need to make peace with Jacob Zuma, apologize to Jacob Zuma for all the accusations that he have said about Jacob Zuma, or whatever he have said about Jacob Zuma. That is something that needs to be addressed. Most of all, another person that Floyd Shivambu need to apologize to, that would be Julius Malema. Because we all know what he said about Julius Malema. On the side of Julius Malema, we know that Julius Malema have made peace with it. And whatever is happening today, come to think of it, I think Julius Malema was right, because when Julius Malema was asked a question about his relationship or how he feels about the whole thing, from the moment when Floyd Shivambu left the EFF, went to the MK party, from the MK party to Africa Maibuye, and then start insulting him and calling him names, how was the reaction of Julius Malema? How did Julius Malema respond to that? Have a listen to this.
We take our own decision. We write our own history as individuals, and when that history is written, it will tell the true story. We're sitting here, we still don't know what was the revolutionary about taking that decision of going to MK. But people take individual decisions, and we ought to respect those decisions as the people. And we wish them well. If they are genuinely going to help our people, we can do with so many hands in helping our people. And we shouldn't be hard on them and say all manner of things. Yes, we get disappointed as people because we are people. But you must let go.
Julius Malema was very clear that we need to let go of the past. Whatever happens, already happened, it is in the past. As long everyone, they can come and work for the good or for the well-being of South Africans. That's the most important things. After all, this country need many hands in order for the nation to get all the necessary service that they need. That was Julius Malema. But at the same time, he said, let time pass. It's all with time then you get to know a person for who they are. Never listen much to what is being said out there about a person. Get to know the person, sit with the person, live with them, then you will see whether they were telling you the truth or not. Today now, one person comes out, they're telling us this, they're criticizing the leadership of Floyd Shivambu, they're calling him name. Now, my question is, Floyd Shivambu called Julius Malema dictator and said that the EFF is a cult. Now, listening to NoLubabalo talking about all these things about Floyd Shivambu, my question is, who do you think is a dictator? Because this is another way of you being dictator. This is another way of... actually, she even went far by saying that Floyd Shivambu is full of arrogance. That's a very serious allegations. We're looking forward to see what Floyd Shivambu will have to give as a response to all these allegations. Because according to Dr. NoLubabalo, she kind of like not believing in the leadership of Floyd Shivambu. She actually even asking the Africa My Boy movement to go and join the MK party. What a drama. Guys, well, that would be all. I believe it was very important that we come also and have conversation with you about this this scenario that is taking place right now in Africa My Boy, with everyone, both Floyd Shivambu and NoLubabalo, all of them. So we shall wait and see what will happen in the near future. We'll keep you posted. We are looking forward to see you again in our next video. But before you leave, do us a favor. Please give us your thumbs up, like this video. Comment also down in the comment section. Tell us also what you think about all this drama that is happening right now. We are looking forward to see your comments, and we'll get back to you again in our next video. I believe that will be all for now. Continue to be yourself, be good, be kind, have respect for yourself in order for you to be respected. May God bless you all. I'll see you again very soon in our next video. Ciao, ciao.